Montgomery County, along with our partners at MDOT and WMATA, board members Michael Goldman and Kathy Porter, have advocated for restoration of this service for many years. The turnback operation at Grosvenor was initiated in 1984 due to shortage of rail cars. As part of Maryland's commitment to purchase the 7000 series rail cars, WMATA agreed to restore full service once the rail car fleets are restored. And today, this milestone has been reached. This service expansion provides many benefits to residents and businesses in Montgomery County. In the morning, passengers' wait time will be cut in half, and trains will be less crowded at Shady Grove, Rockville, Twinbrook, and Wiedefeld. In the evening, passengers will be able to take any Red Line train and to reach any of these destinations. Notably, this expanded service will improve condition at Shady Grove Metro Station, which is the second busiest station in Montgomery County with approximately 12,000 boarding a day. The western leg of the Red Line is a vital component of Montgomery County's smart growth strategies along the Maryland 355 and I-270 corridor, and will support significant level of both employment and population growth. The improved service will help support redevelopment occurring in Wiedefeld, in Twinbrook, Rockville, and Shady Grove. With this improvement, fewer service commuters will be drive to Grosvenor Station on I-270 and Maryland 355 and will utilize the parking capacity that exists in Wiedefeld and Twinbrook. This elimination is direct effect benefit of the dedicated funding provided to Metro, which has allowed Metro to acquire more rail cars and add trains. Montgomery County looks forward to continue to work with our friends in MDOT and WMATA to realize further improvement to the Red Line, including improvements at several stations and improving the frequency of service between Silver Spring and Glenmont. It is now my pleasure to introduce our County Executive, Marc Elrich, who has been a champion in advocating for public transportation.
So this is really exciting. I think we'd all appreciate the significance more, though, if it were like 20 degrees and snowing or perhaps sleeting right now, because you know what it'd be like to have to get out of a train, stand on the platform, wait another 4 minutes at rush hour, longer otherwise, to get a train trying to get where you're going. So this weather is a gift today, but it kind of blunts the benefit that everybody's getting. We're really grateful to the Metro Board of Directors for doing this. We're really thankful for the dedicated funding that's come to Metro, because that's what helps make this possible. It's a big deal not to have to get out of a train and wait 4 minutes. It's going to help our capacity issues. It's going to make a difference when people are trying to decide how many people can you move along the Red Line and how can we service some of the areas we're looking to bring further development to. It's definitely going to benefit us and drivers. People are going to be able to get off of 355 and I-270 and go to parking lots at the stations that are closer to where they live. So this is an enormous benefit for riders in Montgomery County. It's been a long time coming. 1984 is like 34 years ago. It's taken a while to get here, but we're here now, and I do look forward to working with WMATA and with MDOT and our own folks in DOT to make sure that we continue to prioritize public transportation, make it easier for our residents to get around without having to go out on the street and drive. So again, thank you very much for making this possible, and I'm going to introduce Chris Van Hollen, who's been a really big champion for us in so many ways in Congress and before that in the state legislature. And thank you for your role in helping make this possible. And come join us.
Thank you very much, Marc, and it's great to be with you and members of the County Council early in your new tenure, and congratulations to the new County Council as well, and congratulations to the community. And I want to thank all the folks on the Metro Board, Paul Wiedefeld and others, because this has been a long time coming, but there's no turning back now. And it is great that the folks who are in the northern part of the county now have the opportunity to be able to have reliable service without having to jump off the train here in Grosvenor coming home, and they'll have more reliable service in the morning. So it'll make a big difference. It will also, as was mentioned, help reduce the amount of traffic congestion on 355 and 270 going north, because there are lots of people who, in order to avoid that cold weather and the extra delay and uncertainty, drive farther south and park down here. So as was said, Shady Grove is the second busiest metro station in Montgomery County. This is a great day for the community. I want to thank all the members of the community who have been patient. We finally got to this day, and I will just say in closing that the dedicated funding that's been provided by the 3 jurisdictions has been really important in making today possible, but also providing more stability going forward. And I'll be talking more with members of the board and with Paul Wiedefeld about the next step in terms of federal participation. Just while we have all these stakeholders gathered here, the authorization for the 10-year federal commitment to WMATA expires, and we need to reauthorize that next year. Senator Cardin and the members of the delegation are very committed to getting that done, but we're going to need a united front in Congress. So it's great to be here today. Let's continue to see Metro move forward, and somebody who's been a great mover and shaker for the Metro system here. We were very lucky to have him take on these responsibilities. He's been a great partner, and that's Paul Wiedefeld. I'm going to bring him up now. Thank you, Paul.
Good morning. Thank you, Senator. I want to thank, obviously, the entire support we got for the delegation, from the council, from the county executive to make this day happen. It's a great day for the citizens of Montgomery County. Every day, roughly 22,000 riders come north of Grosvenor, and that's where they want to be. Now they can get there twice as fast, basically. And the other thing, though, we're also going to be doing at Shady Grove. We announced in the fall, early in the fall, that we'll be adding new access there, new stairwell, which is an issue out there. It's a bottleneck in the evening peak particularly. So that's another thing that we will be doing. All this could not be done, obviously, without the funding. The dedicated funding is a large part of that, but as the Senator just talked about, the additional federal dollars. So we're applying those dollars. We spent 99-something% last year, and we want to continue to do that to improve the product. The other thing is that we're also proposing additional service, and I think it's a good debate for the region to have. In Montgomery County, we would like to go all the way to Glenmont instead of the turnaround at Silver Spring. We want to take the yellow line all the way to the end. We want all 8-car trains, and we want to expand peak hour service. So those are all things that are being debated right now. So your support obviously would be appreciated for that. And then finally, let me just thank our employees for the hard work that they do. Every day they do a fantastic job, moving almost 1 million passengers a day. The work that was needed to get this to work, literally they worked over the weekend, doing a lot of work. I was talking to some of our operations people, and they do a fantastic job. So thank you again for all your support. And with that, let me turn it over to Tom Hucker, the chair of the Council's Transportation Committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul, and thank you all for being here today. It's a really historic day, and I think almost everything's been said, but the end of the Grosvenor turnback means more riders for, as Paul said, 22,000 riders that have waited a long, long time for this day to come. 34 years is a long time to wait, but it's absolutely appropriate that we're finally getting there today, given that Metro has been on such an important course now under Paul's leadership to get back to good. And the long overdue safety improvements that have been in place for a long time have been the emphasis of the last few years are absolutely appropriate. Now the focus has got to be on regaining confidence, regaining riders, and this extended service is a big part of that. So as Mr. Wiedefeld said, it's equally important that we not be satisfied with the landmark progress we're making today, that we have to get the turnback on the east side of the county at Silver Spring to end as well. The constituents we all have at Forest Glen, at Glenmont, at Wheaton deserve great service as well. Some of them are waiting on a very cold platform for 10 or 15 minutes for a train. They've been waiting a long time for that turnback as well to end. So, Paul, thanks for all your leadership, and Chris, for all your support at the federal level and the board as well. All of my colleagues on the county council, not just the current ones that are here, but the 18th council that just ended, wrote numerous letters to the Metro board in support of ending the turnbacks, and I really hope we can do it on the east side as well. We're back to good, and I think none of us are going to be satisfied until the next slogan you have is Metro better than ever. Thank you so much. Beg your pardon. Let me introduce our host and our terrific mayor from Rockville, Bridget Newton.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being in our great city. I am very proud of the work that everyone has done. I want to give a shout out to Councilmember Julie Polakovich-Carr, who's here as well. She's a council member for a couple more weeks, and then a delegate. The city of Rockville is very appreciative, Mr. Wiedefeld, for the turnback service being canceled, and especially our college students at Montgomery College. This is a very big deal for our students. So thank you all very much. I want to also thank Al Rushdie and Chris Conklin, because they have worked hand in hand with the city of Rockville on helping with WMATA and helping with transportation issues in the city. So on behalf of a grateful city, thank you all very much.